He was a guy, again, to watch him and Eric Friedman just battle in the weight room about who had a bigger bench. It was something that he always wanted to lead. It was something that he took pride in, when he went and did that. And he worked so hard to get himself where he was. There were some points in time, again, where I think, and again, with Christian, is that he almost forgot at a point in time this year what got him to the point that made him such a successful junior football player. And after a couple of weeks and after some self-reflecting, Christian found where he was supposed to be and what made him what he was. It was hard work. It was toughness. It was physicality, about just going out there and giving his body up and doing the right things. And we saw that Christian towards the end of the year, which we saw as a junior year and early on in his senior year. And just the fact that he turned it back on, just the fact that he answered the bell for himself, for his family, for his teammates, for his team, that's special. That's special because he had opportunities to feel bad for himself. He had an opportunity to walk away if he wanted to. But football was important. His teammates were important. And that's what type of kid that he is. And I hope he continues to grow. I hope that he continues to play football. Christian's a guy right now that has done a lot of his recruiting on his own. He's in contact with coaches, and he plans on taking that next level. The maturity that he's taking with this recruiting process is, again, something that I'm in awe about, and I'm very happy about, and I respect him for that. And I hope that he's able to continue his career. And I wish him all and nothing but the best. Christian Cruz.
All right, I want to thank my mom and my dad and the team and all the coaches and everything, and everybody who supported me.
Are we ready for the... No? Keep going? Dessert?
No, keep going.
Keep talking.
Cheerleaders, keep going.
It's on the oven.
Well, at this point in time, we got the cheerleading presentations, and I want to take a moment right now because there's two things that I found out to be true. One was the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and that even though chocolate doesn't fix everything, it helps a lot. And after every game, the cheerleaders with their baked goods and just being there for the guys as they walked out, knowing how tough it was, because just like everybody in this room, every parent in this room, every fan in this room, the cheerleaders went through the same thing. When you're part of a program, you want to win. You want to win. You want that sense of accomplishment that comes after a victory, week in and week out, and they never gave up on us. And I had the opportunities at times, to see them interact with the guys, and cleaning up the locker room. Not that I'm supposed to do that, but there'd be a note on the ground. I might have read a note or two, and it was nothing but I believe in you guys. Go out and get it. Show people what you can do. Play hard. I'm just like, these girls have it together. And the stuff that Coach V and Coach Quackenbush has been doing and instilling in those girls, it shows up. I have a lot of them in class, and I see how they go about and what they do. It's just great to see. And they're taking it to another level, and I respect them for that. And the girls are taking it to another level. And every time we walked up that driveway, the first person that I would hear would be the Barry. She's just crazy. And she'd just be screaming for the guys, and we're walking up, and that was one of the most exciting things, game in and game out. The fact that just like her brother, she's a mad dog, and it got, just got me fired up going through that tunnel. So, girls, we appreciate you. We thank you for everything that you do. We think that your organization, is top of the line. I hope that we just continue to get stronger and tighter as a group. At this point in time, we have a little presentation to the seniors of the cheerleading squad before we call up Coach V and Coach Quackenbush. Okay, Kelly.
It's so sad that we're not going to cheer
cheer together and more. I'm going to miss you next year. You're a really good captain, and I love you.
Amber.
I really miss you. The last 2 years have been great. We love you, and I hope you have fun in your college.
Felicia.
You are definitely one of the funniest captains we've ever had.
We're gonna miss you next year. Don't start crying.
Love you.
Julie DeVivo.
Julie, rock and cheerleading definitely won't be the same without you next year. You knew how to make the team fun and serious at the same time. Your hard work and dedication definitely paid off as we improved so much this year. We're gonna miss you, and good luck in the future. Love you.
AJ Rodriguez.
Appreciate you. It's pretty fun. We enjoyed it. And I hope you have fun wherever you're going, Marines or college next year. Get any offers, just take it. That's it.
Now we also have a surprise presentation of a 15-minute clip dedicated to Coach Valente. No, I'm joking. No, but Coach B can come up here now.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to start off by thanking Coach Patrizzi and his coaching staff, and his football players, and of course, Mrs. Sal and Brock. You all worked so hard this past season and always played with your hearts, no matter what. And cheering for you was genuinely our pleasure. We'd also like to thank Coach Patrizzi and the senior football players for the annual thank you dinner for the cheerleaders. You all did a great job, and the food was delicious. I would also like to thank my assistant coach, Ms. Lauren Quackenbush, for always being there for the team and myself. Your dedication and constant support is very much appreciated. There are never enough words to thank someone that puts forward so much time and energy to this program. But from the bottom of our hearts, we greatly appreciate you and thank you. Our team loves doing what they do, from decorating the school, the locker room, to baking for the players so that they would have something to eat after each game. And of course, giving our senior players a little something extra by toilet papering the houses, which I'm sure the parents love, and decorating pillowcases for luck before the homecoming game. They truly are dedicated, hardworking, and love supporting their school and all of their sports teams. This cheerleading team never quits. Regardless of injuries or fights, shocking as it may be, with the 23 girls and now our 2 boys, it does happen. There are days when stunts do not hit or someone is hurt. Then we would have to change our entire halftime routine within 2 hours of game time. Our senior captains, Felicia Grabowski, Kelly McGurl, Julie DeVivo, and Amber Callahan, were always on the forefront in helping to make these changes possible. This year's halftime routine definitely pushed the team further than they had in the past. Our routine was choreographed by a 10-time national cheer coach from Hofstra University. At first, we did not think that some of the stunts were even feasible, but once they realized and recognized their abilities, there was no stopping them from executing each and every stunt that they had learned. You know you have an amazing group of cheerleaders when a 10-time national cheer coach tells you that she is thoroughly impressed with their abilities, wants to come and watch us at a cheer competition, and even wanted to recruit a few of our team members. I am proud and honored to coach a team that is not only dedicated to this sport, but a team that has heart and pride in what they do. I have been the cheer coach here for 4 years, and in that time, I have always wanted to bring male cheerleaders to make this team even better. In the past, I have tried to invite males to try out, but needless to say, I was unsuccessful. But like in life, you never give up. So I asked 2 male students last May if they wanted to cheer. At first, they seemed a little standoffish, but I insisted that they come in to one of our practices and see what it was all about. I guess you can say they enjoyed it, and I am beyond grateful for them, for having the courage and stepping away from the norm, not listening to what others may say, and cheering. AJ Rodriguez and David Doran were an asset to this team and continue to be assets as we move into our competition season. Thank you for being a part of this team. We are also taking any others that want to come join us. Each and every member of this team strives for more and pushes themselves to the next level. Some say that cheer is not a sport because there is no contact. I say come to one of our practices. They are punched in the face, poked in the eyes, have bruises and cuts all over their arms and bodies, have fallen to the ground from a stunt, lift and throw girls in the air, and then catch the flyers with their entire weight. If that is not contact, I don't know what is. This sport, like others, is hard work, and they fight each and every day to prove themselves as one. The members on this team are tough as nails, and quitting is never an option. Our seniors, Felicia, Kelly, Julie, Amber, and AJ, were the leaders of this team. They led with their hearts and always had a positive outlook. AJ, although this is your first year cheering, I can honestly say it seems as if you have been cheering for years. You learned stunts, jumps, and tumbling within months, where it would take others years of training. You were always ready to try anything new, and that mentality will get you very far in life. Come on up. Amber, this year's Coaches Award recipient. You have grown and improved as a cheerleader. You are a determined individual who truly cared about this team. You have an extremely bright future ahead of you. Please come up. Julie, also this year's Coaches Award recipient. You have the innate ability to know when something is not working within stunts, and you find ways in which to improve upon them. Your outgoing personality, love of the sport, comes out every time you cheer. You will always push yourself within anything that you choose to do in the future, and that is an amazing quality to possess. Come on up. Kelly, this year's Most Valuable Cheerleader recipient. You are a natural-born leader. You fight hard and work for what you believe in. You have the ability to bring others together when things get tough and know exactly what to do when stunts and formations are not quite working. Your can-do attitude is something others wish they could acquire, and that will bring you closer to achieving your goals in the future. Come on up. Felicia, also this year's Most Valuable Cheerleader recipient. You are a charismatic individual with endless energy. You make others laugh and bring smiles on their faces even when times are bad. You have worked so hard over the last 4 years, and your never give up mentality is what makes you who you are, and that will take you very far in life. Come on up. Congratulations, seniors, on a job well done. Your love and support of Rocket Cheer was always evident, and it has been a pleasure coaching you all. Ms. Quackenbush and myself will greatly miss all of you next year. You all have left a lasting place in our hearts, and we can't wait to learn about and see all of your accomplishments in the future. Juniors, please come up.
start off, I want to thank Miss Valenti and Miss Quackenbush. They sacrificed their time and peace of mind for our team. Running and trying to control a group of loud, energetic, and sometimes uncontrollable girls can be very stressful. Somehow they made it through, and I want to thank them for their dedication to the team. Every year, a portion of the Rocket Cheerleader family unfortunately has to leave us. As a junior, these are the last group of girls I began my Rocket cheerleading career with. Seeing them leave our team is one of the most bittersweet realities we all have to face. All of us will miss Felicia's bubbly personality that always brightened up our days. Kelly's leadership was both constructively critical, and she improved the team as a whole. Julie's ability to make practices and games fun but serious always gave the team great energy. Amber's enthusiasm and support picked the team up when we were down. And lastly, AJ, the newest addition to the family, had the contribution of an open mind and the determination to constantly improve himself and the team. All of you have grown up, and the cheerleading family lost phenomenal cheerleaders. I love you all, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you to all the seniors for an amazing season. Even though we had our ups and downs, we worked together as a team. All of your amazing abilities will be missed next year. We love you. Good luck in college, and we'll miss you guys.
First, we would all like to start by thanking the football players and coaching staff for an amazing senior year. I'd like to start off with Quack. She isn't just our coach, she goes above and beyond what is expected of a JV coach. She attended not only the JV games, but varsity games as well. When one of us needed a pep talk, she's the one we turn to. Although she has only been one of our coaches for just 1 year, 2, we have gone through so much together and learned from those experiences. Whether it be long after school practices, keeping Miss B company, or on sidelines at games where Miss B wouldn't go crazy. Thank you for everything you do, Miss Crowder.
Most importantly, I would like to thank our coach, friend, leader, biggest fan, Miss Valenti. There aren't enough words to describe what you've meant to us these past 4 years. You've been by our side through thick and thin, whether it's a hug to congratulate or to wipe away the tears. You brought us strength when we were weak. You've given us courage when we felt lost.
Always pushing us to do our best, to never give up until we've beaten the rest. You taught us how to be a team and to strive for our goals, no matter how impossible they seem. We've been pushed, yelled at, preached at too, but the more this happened, the more we grew.
We will carry you with us for the rest of our lives, hearing the voice encouraging us to overcome any obstacle. Now that the time has come, the only thing I hope we did is left a footprint on your heart so you'll never forget us. You are our first group of girls you've gotten to watch grow since freshman year into strong, confident women, and that is all because of you.
I hope you can look back on all our memories and smile and laugh at all of our crazy times. From Felicia's bird call
To Julie peeing her pants.
To Kelly, well, just being Kelly.
And Amber actually showing her emotions a stressful year.
It's hard to say goodbye, but we all are so thankful to know you as a friend and yet still call you our coach. If I grow up to be half the woman you are today, I know I will have succeeded. I want to thank you for everything.
junior football players that would take notes on preparation from the cheerleaders. That was excellent. At this point in time,
Yes.
the moment we've all been waiting for. Yes, senior and junior parents, as well as our coaches and honor guests, please make your way to the ice cream buffet. And it was given to players on both sides of the ball to engage in contact, resulting in the cleaning of an opponent. Now, it's not just a big hit. Okay, it's not just a big hit. It's not something. Never a hit that's below the waist. That's number one. Okay, it's not a hit that's a sack where the guy goes down or it's a big hit. It's a depleted. It means back hits first, feet are off the ground. Okay, so part of the thing is identifying this throughout the season. I do make some mistakes because what I will do a better job with next year is making sure throughout the course of breaking down an opponent and going through the so-called stats, that we also make sure that we acknowledge the hit city at that point in time. I could have missed some people, and like I said last year, if I do miss somebody, we have the film. You let me know on your highlight film what play it was, or you let me know in what quarter of what game we will look back on it. I have extra hit city hats, so if you are not acknowledged today, I do apologize. But these were the ones when I went through that I have. Our Hit City Award recipients, okay, a lot of people have more than one, but I'm going to identify their best. Okay, Pat Toll with a pole versus St. John Vianney. Matt Colbert with a down block versus Monmouth Regional. Eric Friedman, okay, with a pole versus St. John Vianney. Matt Bez with a pole versus Governor Livingston. Patrick Corpy with a hit at Monmouth Regional. Cisco Cordiero with an ISO block, okay, versus Colonia. Steve Winetsky, okay, two tackle. The best one was his tackle versus Monmouth Regional. Colby Jones, a hit on special teams, I believe it was versus Carter Red. Drew Stanger, okay, again a hit on special teams versus RBC. Rob Cowan, he wanted the onside kick versus Carter Red, but I gave him credit for the hit that he had on Jared Johnson in that opening quarter that knocked him right on his back. Nick Visquenza, punt coverage against, his biggest one was in the Middletown North scrimmage, but then he had another one later on in the year, and I believe it was against Rumson. And Dom Guida on pass deflection in the Neptune game. So those are our Hit City recipients of this year. Please come up and get a hat. Okay, gentlemen, thank you. The Hammer Award always goes to the hit recipient winner with the most memorable hit. A lot of times it doesn't go to the most memorable hit, but Hit City member who compiled the most hits. I believe in this case, all are true. Our Hammer Award this year goes to Steve Winetsky. He ran violently, he tackled violently, and when he gets into the weight room this year, he's going to be able to be out on a college football field and be violent and hit people over and over again for the course of the game. That's what I want to see from him. I know it would work. Okay. That's what I wanted to see from him. That's what he needs to do. So this hammer, okay, it represents, like Tyler Jones was talking about before, the violence which he plays the game. And now I just like to see him be able to continue that violence on the football field. Steve. I can have a couple minutes alone with him in the back with his hammer. At this point in time, too, I want to just talk real quickly about the two gentlemen at the sports night. We don't get to really talk to as much as we would like to at the school awards. We're gonna represent to Jordan and Nick. They're most valuable players on both sides of the ball. I think it was very obvious when you looked at what both of those guys meant to the individual sides. What they both meant to their individual sides is that they were playmakers, they were enthusiastic, they were leaders on the field, and their teammates rallied around them. And when Nick would make a great play, you would see the emotion, and then other people became emotional. Football is such a game of emotion. We always have to be out there talking to one another, okay, being excited about a play. Too many of us make it work, okay? You have to have fun out on the football field. And the way those two guys played when they were making plays and they were on is the way that I like to see everybody on the field compete. Okay, two guys that made the most of their abilities. Okay, two guys that bled green and silver, and two guys that'll go down in my mind as some of the most more talented guys that I've coached. And Jordan, Joe Quinn, and Nick Pasquanza, please come back up. At this point in time, I would like to invite Mr. Bertona.
We have our senior players up here.
I don't know how to incorporate a dad's poem.
Before we go on with Mother's Reflection, because I actually had to present this award, I just forgot to do it. Yes, I'm sorry, but we got to do it right now because I don't want to wait on it. There's one thing that we missed out on, and when you talk about football, a lot of people break it down into three three separate, units: offense, defense, and special teams. I actually break it down to 5, but that's a different conversation. Our special teams game has been led by this individual, okay, for the last 2 years, and even a little bit as a sophomore. He learned how to punt this year, which helped him a lot. Okay, what helped us a lot. His onside kicking ability was something that you don't see a high school kid be able to do with the different ways that he can kick the ball. The way he worked with Coach Bone and the tutelage that he was under with Coach Bone, I see a lot of great kickers come through this program. But I think CJ was the most versatile, and we wouldn't have been, the same type of team without him, because he really, even though he didn't take advantage of some of the positions that he was able to take advantage of, he was a guy that would hit a winning kick. He's a guy that would put us where we needed to be. So I'm sorry that I didn't recognize him just before, but it needs to be recognized. CJ Bolsini is our special team for valuable player. Now I apologize to Mr. Bertone with the mother's reflection.
If I can ask all moms to stand with their son. This is a senior tradition. It's a poem called "To All Senior Moms, a Reflection." You have dreaded this year's arrival, but it's come just the same. A year full of promise, but so many last times. Over the years, you have washed pounds of sweaty practice clothes, cooked pounds of pasta, and purchased gallons and gallons of Gatorade. You have laughed, cried, screamed, pouted, pulled your hair, bit your nails, bit your tongue, paced, worried, frowned, and smiled, all within a 2-hour span. Such is the life of a football mom. You have been to the top of the world elated when your son has had a good night, and endured his death-like silences when he hasn't. He may not be in the big play, but you feel the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat just the same. You keep your composure when some fan behind you wants your son's head, while the opponent on the field is smashing it into the grass. Get off of him, that's my baby, you'd like to shout. All that pushing and shoving can make a mom go crazy. You breathe football at this time of the year, when your heart whispers just a little longer as the season slides by. You pleaded and bargained, knowing full well that some other mother on the opponent's team is making her own deal with the Almighty. But you do it anyway, because you want no more, you don't want it to end than your son does. You are helpless in the stands with no way to make it better. Is it worth it? You bet it is. Every lost game, sock, and busy Friday night, every recovering Saturday, every aspirant, every goosebump, and every obnoxious fan and sports writer you've had to tolerate is worth it. The fun isn't measured by how many times your son gets into the newspaper, the game, or what he does when he gets there. What makes it all worthwhile is watching the game, watching what this football experience can do to convert your little boy into a young man, watching him tackle the world, and you have a front row seat. You still see the rambunctious 5-year-old playing in the yard. You bite your lip and hold back the tears because you are fiercely proud of the man. You miss the little boy. In fact, you mourn for all the little boys. You have watched them grow up together, plot and scheme together, win and lose together. They have raided your kitchen, camped out in your basement, stole your heart. They have been blessed with something that they will never have again. They know it, and you know it. So you pray that wonder will last another game, and then another. Because as long as it does, you hang on to your piece of your little boy. Watching him walk off the field the last time is no less painful than watching him get on the school bus for the first time in kindergarten. We will miss this group of young men. We will miss watching them run onto the field like soldiers going to battle. The high fives after a great play, chest slams after a great tackle, the celebrations over a big win, and the somber faces over a disappointing loss. We'll miss watching the boys we love play the game they love, football.
entire Rocket football family, I'd like to say thank you to all the coaches. There's no one else in the entire world that we want on our sideline. The coaching staff at our high school truly does it for the dream. Most people don't see the effort you guys actually put into the game you love. The hours of film after practice, the weeks of scheme planning during the summer. You guys are the only reason we get to enjoy the game of football. Each and every one of you is like a father to me, and the rest of the guys on the team. I can stand up here all day talking about all the inside jokes, the laughs, and all the pains and the sorrows. But through thick and thin, you guys stuck it through, never straying from our side. You taught us life lessons that, although haven't sunk in yet, have drastically changed some major decisions we would make in our life to come. It takes a special person to be a high school football coach, and you guys are a shining example of what all coaches should strive to be. You have touched and made a profound impact on each and every one of our lives, and we can only hope that we have made a slight impact on yours. Thank you.
I'm going to be real quick. I've been doing this now for a couple of years, and this is my last year here as the president of the Football Parents Club, so there are certain people I want to thank. I want to first thank the coaches for putting up with these kids day in and day out. I'm sure that they hear a lot of the complaining like we do, and I commend the coaches for their time and effort that they put forth. I'd also like to thank, a big thank you to Mrs. Stone, for keeping these kids out in the street. Guys would be out there on a Friday or a Saturday if it wasn't for this stuff, so thank you. And there's a few other words. I'd like to thank the following individuals: Morgan Paulsini, our Vice President, Richie Collins, our Secretary, for the support and advice during our season. Next, I'd like to thank Sue Ann Cowan and Kathy Lauder, our apparel team, for their years of dedication to the Rockets and making us all look good in our Rocket football wear. I'd also like to thank our pasta night coordinators, Teresa Toll, Janice Passanat, Nelson Payne, making sure the boys were well fed week after week. A special thank you to Kristen Crotty and DeMarco's Bakery for the bread every week at the pasta nights. I want to thank Scott and Michelle Friedman for stepping in, and their dedication and renovation made to the snack bar were a major success. The Friedmans would like to thank Debbie Kelleher, Kristen Crotty, and Rhonda Winetsky for going above and beyond the snack bar call of duty. To Lori Wines and Mary Salerno, thank you for leading the 50-50 charge game in and game out. Thank you to Rich Prehart and Tony Payne for all their support to the Rockets program. I'd be remiss if I didn't have a special thank you to the West Kingsburg Fire Department, Billy Hutchins, Mike Bislanovich, Paul Wines, and Ray Guida for the St. John Vianney game. Without their help, and most of all their generators, that game would not have been possible. A huge thank you to my wife, Debbie, for always putting up with my ranting and raving, as well as being the engine behind the scenes, making sure everything is done for the Rockets. And last but not least, our players. I want to thank you guys for the memories you've given us through the years. It has been my distinct pleasure watching and coaching many of you from the days of flag to HYL to where you are now. You guys are a testament to hard work, dedication, loyalty, and brotherhood.
Us as a football team would like to present Mr. Bertone for all of his hard work and dedication to the program. Mr. Bertone, I got to work with him for the last 2 years, and he really characterizes just what type of families we have at Hazlitt, what type of parents we have in this program. I'm an emotional guy, so I started slow, and my emotions were really good in the beginning when I had to, I had to go, and now I'm too over emotional, so it could be a problem again. But thinking about the parents, the way that people came together for the St. John Vianney game, all the countless fundraisers that we do, and mothers. My season this year really started at that Mother's Day build. And I enjoyed the time that we had together, and I'll always remember that moment. And hopefully that's something that we continue to do as a tradition, having mothers go out there to Asbury Park and rebuild a house, and seeing them work with their sons, and seeing them just want to be a part of their sons' lives was something that was very special. And we're going to have a lot of work to do in the Union Beach, Keyport, and Keensburg areas. So hopefully that's something that we can continue to do here as a program. I need to acknowledge Ms. Stump, and I'd like to call Ms. Stump up here right now. Not only is she one of my great friends, she's an awesome colleague, and what she does for a football program, can't be measured. And you guys know that. We respect her for the job that she does, and we can never thank her enough. After countless years of giving her a plaque, we decided to do something different this year. We walked in Ms. Stump's training room, dating back to the name of Ms. Myers all over the place. She's got a wall full of thank yous from each team, and I was looking at that, a couple months back, and I said we had to do something different. I didn't know exactly what to do, but this is actually a Raritan football blanket. It has our symbol on it, integrity and intensity, Amanda Stump, athletic trainer. And hopefully now, she takes care of us. Hopefully on a cold night, to look at the Raritan program, giving it back, right to her too. So.
I told Coach Petruzzi on Thanksgiving that I wanted to speak at this if he was okay with it. I am not the best public speaker, and it's not something I usually want to do. But I was so emotional after our Thanksgiving game, and so taken back by a lot of moments throughout this football season, even though it unfortunately wasn't the most successful one. It was a very meaningful one for me. A couple things that come to mind were related to the storm, Sandy. Like Mr. Petruzzi said, the way that the community came together to get that St. John Vianney game to happen was an amazing thing to see. Also, everything that I've heard and seen that these boys did in Union Beach, in Keensburg, in Keyport, they're an amazing group of kids, and that's because they come from an amazing group of parents. And I just wanted to take a minute to thank you for always being so supportive to me. Being so appreciative for very little things that I do that are part of my job that are a pleasure for me to do on a daily basis. Moms, I know I'm the most hated phone call that you can get, way worse than the principal. I think Mrs. Cowan probably had the worst reaction when she heard my voice this year. All she said was, "Oh no, what did he do?" So I'm sorry to be the person, unfortunately, to call you when, one of your boys is not feeling well or not doing well, but you are an amazing group of parents. You've raised an amazing group of kids. And one other thing that came to mind that kind of exemplified this to me, I think it was the Manasquan game. We were coming out of halftime, and I had a bag or something on my shoulder, and Jonesy came running at me, and I thought he was going to knock me over, and I'm thinking, somebody's having an asthma attack, something crazy is happening, and he takes the bag off my shoulder. And I was just like, what are you doing? He's like, you shouldn't be carrying that. They're the most polite, most respectful, greatest group of kids, and thank you to you guys for letting me work with them. And I also want to take a minute to thank Coach Petruzzi and the coaching staff, most of which are former students, which means that I'm getting old. But they are the greatest group of guys, and I think your sons will all attest that they are very lucky to have them as their group of coaches. So thank you guys.
Before I finish out, it's always been, we've always let Coach Bone say a couple of words to the kids, and I would like to continue that tradition. So Coach Bone would like to come up here right now.
Hello, everyone. I want to take a minute first to, again, like Amanda, say thank you to the parents.
It's a very tough year for me this year. Oh, geez, I'm not ready to get to that. But the support that the parents as well as the boys showed me was something really special, and it's why I do this thing and why I've done it. This is my 17th year here now at Raritan, and seeing the boys leave, the seniors. This is my 17th year of seeing seniors go through the doors, and the one thing that I just really wish that they would understand is the things that we're telling them when they're sophomores and freshmen. We're not just talking to them just to talk and just to hear ourselves say things, man. We're talking to them because we care about them. We know what it's about to win the championship. I've played in the college national championship. I've coached in four championships. We've won one. And the things that we're talking about, preaching about, what Coach does such a great job is in the weight room. And it begins there. It really does. And we got to buy into it. And that's for the younger guys. It's for the younger guys. For you seniors, man. I mean, it started when I had a truckload going up early in the year to this camp camp. It's like an overnight ridiculous thing for the coaches. We sleep on the floor. There's bugs and stuff, and it's like 95 degrees at nighttime. There's like little raccoons and stuff running around, and I've done it now a couple years. So I bought an air mattress this year, and I put it up on a picnic table bench. So I was up off the riffraff down there. Coach Petruzzi was on this hill. On a hill like this with this net thing over top of him. I mean, it's like coaching, kind of the point there. And then I had to drive a bunch of schmentels up there in my truck and listen to that ridiculous music that just killed me. Well, I had Guzlanovich, so you know what I was listening to. It's just, the group that we go up with coaches-wise, and we had a couple different coaches last year, a couple different this year. But it's kind of, for me, being that I turned 50 this year, it was like I wanted to do it again just to see if I could, in fact, climb these freaking trees. It's just really not like, for me, it's not what I should be doing in my life. But for the boys, if I'm not up there swinging from tree to tree, then like somebody like Christian will sit there and say, well, Coach Bone didn't do it, so I'm not doing it. Christian, I mean, I could say, I don't want to take like 6 hours to do this, but I mean, literally, I could just sit here and talk about each kid and the special bond or relationship, I think, anyway, because I know you're already saying, yeah, Coach, right. You've been ripping me for 3 years and you think I like you? Are you kidding? Hey, listen, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't care about you, you know what I mean? Christian, you know you're right there too, man. Because I'll tell you, Christian, Johnny Bravo. Go ahead, do the Christian, man. Christian, I can't even tell you. Christian is like he's like a son. Because I have a 16-year-old daughter who doesn't like me, but yet she doesn't like me most of the time, but then she loves me at times. Yeah, right. But Christian's like that. Like I'll get up and I'll say, Christian, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, I know, Coach. Or then he'll come out and he'll give me this. This is the one thing that as a parent you just gotta hate. Like this, when he gives you that, not just Christian, but all of them, when they give you those hands out there, like, are you stupid? This hand thing just means so much. Like, Coach, what are you talking about? And I'll be like, and the good thing about it is I'll usually have 3 other coaches back here that'll have seen the same thing I did, just so I look at them, am I nuts? I know I'm getting old and stuff, but Christian, you're always wrong. So, I love you. One of the things that you learn in life, or I've learned as a coach, this is for the young boys and the old boys, is moving forward. You know, you never put a face on an enemy. You know, and in terminology of football and coaching, that means you don't look at what the opponent is and what their makeup is. You want to attack every week as if you're playing. We want to get ourselves to the pinnacle. We want to be the best that we can be going into the battle on a Friday and a Saturday, so that we don't care about who we're playing. We don't worry about that. And I think a lot of that was a big thing for us this year, worrying about the damn schedule. Well, you know what? We can't make the schedule, okay? And that's the way it is. So, you know, the younger guys, we got that same schedule again, man. Don't worry about it. Just take each game as it comes. Be prepared. The coaches put a game plan together during the week. We're ready to go. Put the game plan to use during the game on Friday or Saturday night. And that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. You know, as far as the season goes, you know, Jesus Christ, excuse me. You know, it was so tough. It was so tough. I know as coaches, you know, you scratch your head. You're like, what do we do? What do we do? You know, the thing that we did do, we coached every week, man. We coached every week. This kid here, you know, I can't even. You boys are so lucky to have what you have here from a program standpoint, from your facilities, your field. The girls, these cheerleaders, the band, that one dude that sings, Burns, this kid sings like a hummingbird, man. I mean, you got all this stuff going on, and Miss, what's your name, Stump? Amanda, I know I'm old enough to call her Amanda, you know? I mean, we have top-notch. We got top-notch coaches that have played here at Raritan. They understand what it's all about. They got the championship rings. Let me see them rings, man. Let me see them, Johnny Principi. Let me see that ring, man. You know, I mean, it's the goal that we want. We don't want to be 0-10. And you know what? When I got here 17 years ago, this program had lost 2 years in a row. They were over. Okay, and I make you this promise: if I'm back next year, that we're going to turn this shit around, and we're going to run this thing, and we're going to be champions. All right, that's it.
Thank you, Coach Bowman. It's always hard to follow him, and I don't know why I always put myself after him every year. But I need to listen to him because he keeps me sane too. Even through all his sanity, he keeps me sane. Just want to go off the Empower and just kind of focus in on a couple of things real quick here. We did evaluations for every player. Every player filled out an evaluation for a coach, and every coach filled out an evaluation for a player. And I went through the players' evaluations, and I really looked at what they were saying to me and what we can do better. The seniors, even though it didn't seem to hit them at the point in time when we went to Empower, a lot of the stuff that I got back is they say we needed more of that stuff. We needed to learn earlier how to come together as a team and how to bond. And it's not just about our senior year, and I agree with that. And through that, and a little ballot that I had them fill out towards the end of the season before the evaluations, because I was thinking about doing something with captainship for the next year to build leaders. I used their votes of the team and the suggestions from the seniors to organize a group called Apollo 18. And it goes through with the fact that we are the Rockets. Apollo 17 was the last official flight that NASA sent into space. Apollo 18 is going to be made up of 15 of our representatives on this team. 7 seniors, 5 juniors, and 3 sophomores. And the other 3 will be made up by coaches, 1 being myself and 2 that we will choose as a group. And everything that we do in this program will come through those as a little Senate, so to speak, a little Chamber of Commerce, House of Representatives. We're going to make decisions about what's important with this program and how to get things back. And we'll use that stuff to build leaders. At this point in time, I would like to address what our first group of Apollo 18 will be. And again, this came from senior voting as well as individual juniors and sophomore voting. Our seniors our juniors going to be seniors for next year. Tyler Jones, Pat Toll, Jared Collins, Eric Friedman, Connor Sheehan, James Wines, and Vinny Caparino. Please stand up, gentlemen. Please remain standing as I announce the sophomores that are going to be juniors. Riley Sullivan, Kevin Kohler, Colby Jones, Anthony Zabe, and Anthony Simone. And then 3 freshmen that will be sophomores next year. Sean Ennis, Jonathan Rodriguez, and Derek Ernst. Please stand up. Gentlemen, you've been identified by your teammates and by these seniors, okay, to take the reins of this program and bring it back to where it needs to be. Okay? The term Apollo 18, okay, needs to mean something to you, and you're going to be recognized for that. Okay, with a symbol on your helmet to let everybody know that you are the leaders of this football team. If you want and you thrive to be on this team because you think that you're a leader yourself, well then please, okay, we need as many leaders as we can. So if you're sitting there right now and wish that your name was called, there are things that you can still do. There's people that we still need, okay, and if you are a young guy, okay, think about the opportunities that you have to grow, and you want to be identified by one of your teammates one day to be part of this program. Okay, so guys, we're going to have meetings once a month at night after everybody's sports are done to talk about things that we need to do. And after I'm done with all the evaluations, okay, we will get this thing started. So you have a heck of an opportunity, you have a heck of a responsibility, you owe it to your teammates to make sure you give everything that you possibly can. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope that you guys are honored by this and you work as hard to represent this program. Future captains will come out of that. Future leaders will come out of that. And I also asked, so I'm going to announce it right now, I asked the seniors to pick a legacy captain, somebody that if they could come back and play one more time and start this program again as a freshman, who would they like to lead? Who would they follow? Okay, and for the second year in a row, they unanimously named Tyler Jones. Tyler Jones will again be a legacy captain. I'd like to thank right now, again, the parents for the opportunity to coach your kids. I take it very, very seriously, and I'm proud to be, like I said it before, I'm proud to be their coach. I'm proud to have the opportunity to work with others. Outside my immediate family, they are what makes me go day in and day out. And I just thank you for giving me the opportunity, trusting me to help them, and like I said, I know how hard it was for you this year, and I do apologize for that. And just know that hopefully the things that we've done will sink in, and some of the traits that they learned from this great game called football will follow them through their entire lives. So thank you again for that opportunity to coach your son. For my players who are coming back on January 2nd or 3rd, whatever that first day is, okay, bring your shorts, bring your gym shoes, okay, and be ready to work. We're going to start out a little bit slow to get everything in that we need to, but our weight room program for the winter and the spring months will be 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, okay? That's coming from you. You guys said that we needed more in the weight room. You guys said that we needed to be harder, okay? Well, you know what? You got it, and you got a staff that's ready to work. So together, let's be ready to go. No excuses. My seniors, there's so much that you've given to this program. There's so much that you've given to me. And like I was saying before, you guys just got to keep working. You got to keep doing what you do. You do so many little things right. There's still stuff that we can get better at. We know that. But you have what it takes. You have what it takes. Okay? Individually, you guys keep striving to do your best. Okay? Work from the lessons that we learned the hard way here. Don't let this lesson, don't let this story of this 2012 team go down without a fight. Okay? I put that put that quote from Muhammad Ali on the front. I hope that you take that and maybe put it next to something special. So you keep looking. I never thought of losing, but now that it's happened, the only thing is to do it right. That's my obligation to all people who believe in me. We all have to take defeats in life. There's a group of people that come to every one of our games, including my wife and my son, and they're always there to greet me at the fence. And win or lose, they're there. And that's the same thing that your parents are there, win or there. Your friends are going to be there, win or lose, they're going to be there. But at the same time, we're obliged to make sure that we give our best effort. We're obliged to try to make them feel good. And that's what I want you guys to do. Do it for yourselves, do it for your families, and keep working. And I promise you, I will never forget the lessons of 2012. One of my biggest regrets, it will follow me in my life, is not being able to get children. And I will never forget that. I'm not going to let it happen to anybody else. I want to leave you with this. Great Vince Lombardi once said, winning is not a sometime thing, it's an all-time thing. You don't win once in a while, you don't do things right once in a while, you do them right all the time. Winning is a habit, unfortunately, so is losing. But it's not a habit in you. It will never be a habit in you. If you refuse to accept it, it will never become a habit. We lose with dignity, we lose with sportsmanship. We handle ourselves with class, and we never accept it. It never becomes okay. For many, losing becomes who they are because they love to accept easy. Easy is invited to all the parties. All evil things are easy. Beware of easy. Cheating is easy. Shortcuts are easy. Lying is easy. Mediocrity is easy. Dare to be great. Being great is hard. And the road to being great will always have its battles with losing. All of who excelled at the highest levels have failed along the way. It is through failure that we learn our most serving lessons. Take our lessons that we have learned together and be great. Be great for this program, be great for your families, but more importantly, be great for yourselves. Because good things do happen to good people, and you deserve all of God's greatest gifts. Thank you very much. Seriously,